So I saw somebody walking around the track. Don't see any equipment here today. It's a little bit before 7 a.m. The workers are here. Looks like this is how they load up. I got my run out of the way, or getting it out of the way. And then when I get home, I'm gonna feed the cats. I need to be fully awake and alert to deal with the cats.
Give me a C! C! Give me a L! Give me a T! T! Now that's what I'm talking about! Give up your orientation counselor!
We have cheerleaders this morning.
Did you drop something?
Don't drop that 9 pride. Hey, don't drop that 9 pride. Don't drop that 9 pride. Hey, don't drop that 9 pride. Don't drop that 9 pride. Don't drop that 9 pride. Hey.
This is the resource fair. We just had lunch, grilled chicken, veggies, chocolate chip cookie. This was in the Student Activity Center last time, so it's a little smaller maybe. I gotta walk up to the clock tower now. I'm done with the resource fair in the Recreation Center building. And now I'm headed to the SAC, or the Student Activity Center building, for the next thing parents are supposed to attend. Johnny's having an awesome day, and he's with his friends from school. There's 2 people from his high school that are attending the university also. And I'm getting thumbs up and smiles, and he's having a good day. So if he's having a good day, I'm having a good day. All right, we're done with our separate sessions in the Student Activity Center salon rooms, conference rooms. They call them salons. We got to talk with the police department and special student services and how they handle emergencies on campus and all of that good stuff. And anyway, now we're headed back to the student union for the last sessions of the day. It's like 2 p.m. right now. So somehow there's 3 more hours worth of stuff. Well, our day is coming to an end. I am headed down to the Barnes & Noble to get a bottle of water for the road. I'm behind on drinking water today, which is never a good thing. Johnny's finishing out the last student session. I was chatting with some Wake County close to us, Cary, Apex, Holly Spring parents. Let's see, more caffeine or water, or both. All right, I'm switching back to the vlogging camera where you'll be able to hear me better. There's 13 Century Mode events. I briefly walked around the car. Jules looks fine. I'm too tired to want to review them right now. I'm gonna plug in home and let's see what it says. It's probably gonna say Siler City, or I can make it. But I'm gonna stop in Thomasville. So, oh, it says Thomasville. Yes, sweet. I don't have to do anything special. I'll arrive in Thomasville, it says, with 18% and need to charge for 15 minutes. We want to get out and go inside there anyway. That was perfect. Well, traffic is moving along over the speed limit, so that's good, but it's pretty thick out here this afternoon. No rain between here and home, and you know, it's pretty. Jules says it's 90 degrees. The car was very cool in the shade of the parking deck. When we got in, I didn't bother to start climbing in advance. We are close to Thomasville now, and the preconditioning battery for fast charging message popped up at about 7 miles to go. It's pretty warm out there. Changing into faster lane, I have no clue why at that point, because it just didn't seem necessary. Yeah, it's letting me know that if I don't charge, I'd get home at minus 15%. It's amazing how fast a person can get stiff just riding for 45 minutes, but it is what it is. blue, and dark blue. I'm just paying attention now. Flashing blue, dark blue. Come on, there you go, green. All right, well, we're not very low on charge today, so I'm not anticipating a very high rate. It's currently at 174, 205. We hit 217, 218. I bet it's 19, 220, 21, 24, 27, 33, 39, 48, 252. Seriously, 252? Wow. Another time where the car was ready to go before we were. Arrival home is now 39%. I don't need that much padding. Unplugging and leaving. It released quicker than it has been that time. All right, let's go. 8:24 home. Well, 8:25 now. I'm slow. So I'm taking 421 as directed by the car to Siler City, but then taking 64 to 540 and coming in on the turnpike down through Holly Springs because it'll be closer to dark, and also because that's how the car says is fastest to get home right now, instead of coming down the back way past the nuclear power plant, etc., etc. What I wanted to say was that traffic coming out of Charlotte was just really fast. I explained to Johnny there was no not going fast back there. Thankfully, things have calmed down over here. The other guys, they can go where they want to go, but there's enough room for everyone to drive at their comfort level. 3 times on this trip, Jules has changed lanes out of the passing lane, saying that's what she was doing, and basically cutting off the car in the non-passing lane that she was pulling in front of. So I would just say too aggressively getting out of the passing lane, and or maybe not quite speeding up enough. In other words, and they've been trucks twice. So, you know, cutting off a car is one thing, cutting off a tractor trailer is another. I don't want to be cutting off anybody. So I would say it's happened enough on 1144 that you should watch out for it. I have the absolute worst luck with tires. I cannot believe it. Donna and I actually had this talk before I left that taking Jules on a trip, there's less rubber. I felt, I don't know what's happened. It must be a nail though and not a slash. Don says as long as it doesn't go 20, I was close enough to the house. I'm turning onto the cul-de-sac now to keep coming. It happened right, coming over Judd Parkway, the new way home, it popped up. I don't know where I picked up the nail. I mean, obviously it must have been somewhere between the Food Lion and when I noticed it starting to go down over there at Highway 55 or whatever. Yeah, Don's in my ear, keeping me calm, I swear. Okay, it's gone down to 30 now, but again, a slow leak versus a, it didn't strand me on the side of the road. We're good. Thank God. I'm so sorry. Are you ever going to let me drive your car again?
I am, you poor little
I'm so sorry.
It happened to you. Why doesn't it happen to me?
Oh, but thank God I am not on Highway 64, 30, 40 minutes away from the house, petrified.
Or doing 75 miles an hour either. So
oh. Don't you think?
You can't even tell the tires lost any air.
You can't?
No, you can't. I can't even tell.
Well, it wasn't driving funny, but you know, that symbol that pops up when your pressure's low, that informational symbol, I don't like it.
I understand, you poor thing.
Don't like it. Actually, it beats the alternative of continuing to drive until it's so bad that you're you've damaged the wheel or whatever. But I mean, I've just seen it one too many times in my Tesla driving experience, and I don't want to see it anymore.
Poor thing. It's really 30 pounds. Damn technology.
It's not lying. I want to know where the nail is. Don put a piece of tape so we don't have to, you know, we know where the nail is. He pulled her in before she was too flat to pull in. Maybe we can blow her up and drive her to Discount Tire.
Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. Definitely.
I'll follow you or something, put air in it, and I'll follow you. If that nail's probably going to hold it enough to get up there a couple miles, 2-3 miles. Can always stop on the way and put more air in it too. Look, I'm not happy about the flat. Don took it in perfect stride, said all the right husband things. Thank you. I just got a little, honestly, a little PTSD about flat tires in Teslas. This is the third one or the fourth one. I think I had one that didn't require a tow. There was a nail in it, a slow leak, but it stressed me for a while anyway. I'm really thankful that we're not on the side of the road.
That's right.
I'm thankful for the Tesla tire pressure warning that gives you real-time information about the pressure, and so you can make a decision about how fast you need to get pulled over.
Sure.
I'm thankful for Don for picking up the phone the second time I called him.
Oh, you did call me?
Yeah, it was the second one, but it was back to back, and I'm thankful that you know, it happened close to the house, because worst thing, I was going to pull over in the neighborhood across the street and I knew the air compressor was in the back, but I was so shook up. I don't think straight when this happens. I almost need to just pull over because I start shaking. Yeah. My foot or my hand is not good. So I certainly could have put air in the tire, but I would have just called Don and said, I'm across the street. You need to come put air in. You need to come. Donnie always comes.
That's right. You don't have to worry, sweetheart.
I can handle these things, but you know, if I'd have sat there for 5 minutes, caught my breath, I could have gone to the back in that safe neighborhood under street light and put air in it. But
that's right.
Okay, I'm home.
Yeah.